Hello everyone, I'm Ravewood, and welcome back to the Ravecraft server. Ooh, hey, I've never got to watch this. Wow, look at that work. That is almost instant. That was well timed. We have to wait for him to make noise for a moment. Well, that was awkward. Anyways, that was awesome to catch that. I haven't actually seen it work. I've only heard that one piggy dying right before I recorded one of my clips in the last episode. Anyways, today we're going to work more on the game. We've got a lot of work ahead of us, and I am excited to get to it. So let's stroll out of here and head into the town. Alright, we've got our nice pathway going, and I did a few little things, just adding some more bushes and stuff, and put the stone walls there on the bottom. I really think that adds a lot to that lamppost. I also went and replaced the gray that we could see around the edge, and made that all nice and black now. And so now we walk into, well, where our village is going to be. I made kind of a starter house off camera, and this is just kind of trying to establish the theme of the town and how I want to build it, the build palette and such. And I think it turned out pretty well. There's one thing that's kind of annoying. See the nice shutters on the window, which of course open in the wrong direction? But the glass, you can see it connects to the back of the trapdoor shutter. It's really annoying. I don't remember that doing that before. I think it's something they changed in one of the new updates. So, let's look at the outside before we get into the details of the interior. Got kind of just a nice little bit of a different roof line than I've ever done before, and I think it turned out pretty well. Otherwise, it's a pretty standard roof, and I just made it kind of a 3-point roof on this house because I wanted it to stand out a little bit more and be a little bit different. And of course, this stone slabs here will all be going away, but we gotta terraform this whole area so it's spawn proof, because everything there is outside of the mushroom biome in the ocean, and this right here is the border of the mushroom biome. So we got a bunch of terraforming work to do here. We're just gonna turn it all into a big forest and call it good. It'll basically be an extension of the forest wall. But we're also going to have to bring out a couple of blocks to make sure that we keep those pack spawns out. And let's have a little shutter open there for a little bit of difference, using a nice combination of woods. And I thought kind of an idea like this on a YouTube thumbnail and thought I liked it and put a little wall down there instead of the full block that was in the thumbnail. And I think it kind of adds a little bit of depth to the wall. So, this is kind of the basic idea of what we're going to be going with. And I want to stick a little fireplace there in the back. I think I'm just going to use a furnace. And I'm thinking of tying the furnace to a circuit that will turn on the fire whenever you walk in through the door. So, you'll open up the door, and then it'll light the fire for you and keep it running while it's in here. And I think that would be a pretty cool feature to help add some life to the place. But it's going to take a lot of sticks and some time working out the redstone to make that work. So, this is going to be the village elder's house. I kind of talked about it for a moment in the last episode. And I've got this nice pattern here in the roof. This is made with slabs in the top half and upside down stairs with strip spruce. And I think it looks really cool. It's a very nice, very simple roof. One important thing to think about with this town is it's a small, poor town, and I want the houses to look really good, but I don't want them to be huge or opulent or impressive. And it's really kind of difficult to get something that looks small and, not very rich to still look good. And I'm not entirely happy with the walls, so I grabbed my, oh, that's not the right one. Grabbed my gray texturing kit here, and I'm going to add some texture into this wall and give it a little bit of variation. I think that'll really help make it come through and pop. And we also got to do the landscaping around here. Got to cut through the forest here to get to the back of the house. And I want to take and put carpet down on all this to make it all spawn proof, because it's right on the edge of the ocean biome. And got those pack spawns spawning back here. That's going to be our first stop. We got to go to this shopping center, pick up some wool from Baba Black Sheep, and maybe we'll show you around the shopping center a little bit while we're there. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with this. I think it'll make a great basic or starter idea for the rest of the town, and we need to start laying out where the rest of the town is going to go. So that's definitely the next step. But first I want to head off and get my wool. So you might notice we're a little bit faster running down the nether tunnels today, and that's because another guy on here named Styx and I have decided that Soul Soil, not fast enough. We want to go faster. So we've started working on adding speed 2 beacons in everywhere, and between episodes I threw out 6 more speed 2 beacons. Here we are at Baba Black Sheep. And this is just a simple wool store, and I made it like a membership thing, so, oh, that's the list. If you just become a member by paying a diamond block, then you can just take unlimited amounts of wool, and nobody cares. I've got a little gem sheep hiding behind there. I love him. He's great. What am I doing? I need a shulker. Alright. And this is what we came here for. Let's grab some green. I always take from the top one because everyone else always takes from the bottom. Alright, and let's see. Some lime, maybe? Would lime look like grass? Could lime look like grass? Ooh, maybe some brown. Maybe a little bit of brown and a little bit of lime. Let's do that. Oh, that's yellow. Oh, that's green. Lime. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that. And then brown is behind there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and black. Ooh. Nice. I'm glad to see the place is being used. One of my friends is decorating the floor of another friend's base and using a whole bunch of black. But I also need a whole bunch of black, so I'm gonna grab some. Alright. Now, let's get out of here and go back to working on the game. Alright, now we got some wool from the shopping center. We gotta turn it all into carpet and lay it out around the edges over here, especially right underneath of here where that ocean biome area is. Because mobs spawn up here like crazy, and then sometimes they fall down and attack me, and it's really annoying. Plus, I don't want any endermen spawning up here and then teleporting inside of the game, which I've already seen happen. We got all the carpet laid out, and I had a thought when I was looking at how bright the carpet was compared to the black concrete of the wall. Lightning's gonna strike this at some point, and then I'm gonna have little holes around here where mobs are going to spawn. Oh well. At some point we'll not have to worry about that anymore. I was trying to work out how to make the town more organic, and I was having trouble not getting on straight lines because I don't want straight roads and like defined blocks or anything. I want this to be a small organic town. And it hit me. Why don't I run a river through the town, and that'll give me an organic structure to build everything off of. And so I did that. And then I just got a flurry of inspiration, and it was several solid hours of typing notes and building buildings, and I came up with this. So we've got the river coming through here, and around it takes a bend, and it goes off into the forest area of the dungeon, and we're going to see it coming back into play in the forest again. And I've got all the buildings laid out. I started working on some elevation change there after my voice was getting all messed up, but I'm not happy with it, and I feel like I need to just tear it all down and start over. But I kind of need to do some research to figure out how to start over and basically figure out what I'm doing. Anyways, we've got all sorts of buildings laid out here. So let's start off with the important one. This one right here is the town inn, and players are going to exit through the back of the town, or the tavern, And that'll be how they get out into the forest and actually start playing the game. There's also probably going to be some like bounties and like side quest type things that you can do in there. I've got some ideas. I haven't worked out all the details yet. You'll see a lot of these stone rectangles, and these are going to be houses. This one and this one right here are going to be NPC houses, and I have specific plans for what's going to happen with those in the future. And then this one right here is also a little house, but I made it on a diagonal, and I thought it would be good to, break up all the straightness, but also I've never built a diagonal house before, so this is going to be a challenge. We got all the roads laid in, and they're looking good. And the one thing about roads, straight roads look terrible in Minecraft. So we've got all these kind of like meandering roads, and this isn't realistic, but it looks really good. And in the end, this is a game, and looks are more important than realism. Then we've got these other black squares in, and this double black square here is going to be the smithy. All of them are shops. So over here we've got the general store. I'm not sure what that's going to be, and I'm thinking that was going to be a bakery. Might move them around a little bit. It's not set in stone yet. And then here in the middle we've got this brown square bordered by the river, and this is going to be the town square. And I'm thinking of having some sort of little feature in the middle here, maybe a well, I'm not sure yet. And over here in this corner, I want to put like a big focal point tree. And I'm thinking maybe a weeping willow. That's another thing I've never built. Alright, so we've got all these square houses here, and there's 23 of them in total. So that's way more than I expected to fit in here. Oh, I'm under attack by phantoms. Well, I wasn't happy with the way the elevation change that I had back here was going, so I ripped it all out and looked into kind of what other people have done with cliffs and kind of came up with an idea of what I want to do. And I can't figure out a better way of doing the elevation change, so I think I'm just going to end up putting it all right back in. So let's jump into time-lapse build mode, and we will see if we can build out this whole town in this episode. was really hoping to get the town finished in this episode, but now that I look back at it, because I watched all the videos that I recorded yesterday, I have done a crazy amount of work in this episode, and I still have a crazy amount of work left to do to finish this town. So my goals were just kind of bigger than reality. But we have done some fantastic work in this episode. I am loving these cliffs. They turned out great. As you can see, I added some more details to them, like the bushes up there, and put some dirt in the sides. I think it helps give it more color and break up the grayness even more than the texture and detail does. The river has turned out fantastic. I've got this flowing water down here, and that just really, I think that really is what makes this river amazing. So most of the time, if I grab a house here, this one will work. You know, you've got a water transition going from this level down to this level, and it just flows over and drops straight down. And that's the way I see most people doing their rivers and water flows. But if you take and throw some slabs down here in this water and waterlog them, you can make the water flow out a ways, and that really looks good. That's really what makes this whole river pop. Well, I mean, there's lots of things technically. But if you do this yourself, this definitely works very well. But just be aware that the farther you can make this flow out, the better this transition is right here. Because, you know, you've got this kind of like flat transition where the water just kind of stops and drops straight down. And if you can make that flow out a couple more blocks, it really helps make that look a lot better. So you can see, like right here, it flows all the way down. This one actually flows non-stop for 2 levels right here. So from up there down through this level and then this level, and then it flows all the way out to where it stops right here. And it just looks amazing. I actually want to take a boat and river raft down this thing. I think that would be fun. I kind of want to find some way of making that like a mini game within the game, but I haven't quite worked out details on that yet. So if you have ideas, definitely tell me that in the comment section, because I would love to hear them. So we've got this river flowing, it goes all the way down through town, and we'll take a look at the other end over there. I came across the problem when I was looking at it, or while I was starting to record this episode. We've also got this fantastic elevation change in, so the town isn't flat. It's all built on this kind of gradual hill going down. And then you've got a little bit of a valley right here, and then it's going to go back up a little bit right there for another transition. Although a lot of that's going to be hidden behind tree walls there. So over here, this part of the river was super challenging. I actually ended up doing it off camera because I didn't hit the record button, and I messed up. Oops. But this area was super challenging because right here, underneath of me, this is all ocean. So this was all just water. And I had to come through here and build this 3D organic flowing shape in the air. I couldn't just like cut it out and work on it. It made it really difficult. And you can see we've got kind of flowing with another bend that takes off over this way into the tree dungeon area. And the problem I noticed when I was trying to record is because this is not my first try. I've been blabbering too much. The water flows down, it flows over nicely, it flows off that way. But over there, where you can see the sea lanterns and the nether portal and all my shulkers, that area is going to be one of the parts of the dungeon. I actually have like very specific plans for what I want to do over there. And I don't want you to be able to see over there from the town. I want you to be able to see like hints that something is going on. I think I might have some smoke coming up and some light over there to give you an idea that is a direction that there's something going on there. But no line of sight. Yeah, line of sight is bad. We don't want that. I swear, I've had the worst time recording this one little clip to finish up the episode. If it's not raining, it's phantoms attacking me, now it's thunder. I had a drown down there throwing tridents at me for a minute, but they were all hitting the wall and despawned. I went down there and killed him. He didn't drop a trident, sadly. Anyways, I am just I'm super happy with how this is all turning out. The town layout is looking great. When I get these buildings in here, it's going to look fantastic, and this tree wall around the outside and getting the rest of that concrete wall done is just really going to make this place look amazing. And so that's going to be the next goal for the episode is the tree wall, bring that concrete wall over, or figure out what I'm doing with it, and getting in the player houses. And I think that's a realistic amount of work that I can get done in one episode, so we're going to make it happen. I would like to get all the buildings done, but all these shops in the inn are going to require a large amount of redstone to work with them, especially the inn, because that's where you're entering the dungeon at. So I think they're going to end up being an episode all by themselves. Geez, liking. Alright, so if we have any extra time, we're going to see about tackling this tree and figuring out what kind of little central feature to do for this town square here. Well, this is all the time that we have for today's episode. I need to get this edited and posted. And if you want to keep following what's going on, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So, until we see you in the next episode, have fun gaming. Goodbye.